Hey, welcome everyone from the kitchen of MJSiebolt. It's been a long while since I've done one of these. I usually do the dishes while I chat with you guys and give you a rundown of what's been going on in my little corner of the world here in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. So let's begin. Oh, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, all those good vibes that Amy Schmidauer would say. And so anyway, this is from the kitchen, like I said before. This is the first live edition. I don't even know what number we're at. That's the funniest part. I don't even know what number we're at. I've done so many from the kitchens of MJSiebolt that it's just crazy. It is almost 6:30 in the morning. I have to go off and volunteer today. I'm supposed to be there in the afternoon, but I'm going to go early. Maybe get a few things done on my computer for personal stuff. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But I really do want to just take it easy, get the work done that I'm supposed to, and maybe even get some more work done on what I'm doing. And speaking of what am I doing, I am officially redoing my website and changing my domain name. That's right, folks. MJSiebolt is changing his domain name from .tv to MJSiebolt.video. I've decided to let a few domains I was holding on to go, like MJSiebolt.co. You're welcome to it. Excuse me. I'm also, I say a lot. But that usually signifies I'm nervous, and so I'm not good at these speaking things. But I let go of a few domain names. I'm gonna let go of a few more. My current blog or website or whatever you want to call it is hosting everything I do: photos, videos, writings, audio files, you name it. Well, from now on, MJSiebolt.video will contain only video and maybe audio only files. I haven't decided about those. I don't have many audio files. So the goal for MJSiebolt.video is strictly to promote my YouTube and my YouTube, YouTube series. That's it. Like As Seen On, Quick Hits, what else was there? The Lifecast, the Dykstras, formerly the Dykstra Adventures. I'm also in the process of getting to my live stuff. I'm only in 2011. Only in 2011. Can you believe that? That's crazy. I've been working on it now for, I would figure about 2 weeks. And I'm only on 2011. But it's a lot of work doing it yourself. And the problem is, this new theme has a way of almost looking like an older version of YouTube. I think it's awesome. But the problem is, where they want the video link is not on the actual text area or content area of YouTube. They want it on the on a special line, and you have to tell it it's a video post and not an audio or regular post. So it's a lot of work, but when it's done, it'll be $1 million. I've had, I also did MatthewDykstra.com. I put a whole new site under it. It will contain my entire portfolio of websites, videos, YouTube channels, everything I've ever worked on. And so that's going to be so I can maybe start a business out of it. I don't know yet. This past month, one of my clients passed on. He was a really good friend of mine too. And I just wish the family all the best. I went to the celebration of life, not a memorial, but a celebration of life. He wanted it to be like a party, so that's what they did for him. They made it like a party. And of course, I video recorded everything. And then it turns out the camera died before I could finish, before the ceremonies and speeches were finished. I was so mad. And then, of course, on the audio board, I was trying to record. And you'll never guess what happened. There was a buzz in the headphone jack. Yeah, there was a buzz in it, and it overpowered the audio from the day of. So that got screwed. Then there was work, volunteering and getting some more web work done for a friend of mine. We had a special guest speaker at the church. I had to get him settled with projection and audio and video. Well, not audio. I took care of projection, which is the projector, all the Bible verses, and words of the songs on the screen. And was at one point video. Then there is nothing else going on. I'm doing the dishes. I got a few dishes to do. And other than that, I don't know. Things have been weird. I've been, with all this changing weather we've had, from rain to hot to cool to, you know, a million and one things or changes in the weather, I've not been feeling 100%. My back's been killing me. My fibromyalgia's been acting up. Oh, just everything is screwy. And I hated that. I hate it. I've been doing a lot more not sleeping. I've had a lot more of my heartburn issues again. That sucked like you wouldn't believe. But I had a lot of heartburn issues again. Mom's been making me or helping me with gluten-free meals. But oh my God. I don't know. Because sometimes I wonder, not from what Mom's doing, but I come home and I throw it up. What's the word? I lie down, heartburn. You know, I'm just not winning these days. I am totally not winning these days. And it's frustrating. Chronic back pain, chronic heartburn. I've had heartburn almost every night this week. Or should I say last week? This week is Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. So nothing else is happening. I do visit my mom a lot. Oh, there is something happening. My sister is coming from Alberta this month. It's the 13th today, and she'll be here on the 27th. So that leaves 14 days to go till they come to Ontario again. So I'm excited about that. Like, I am ecstatically excited about it. Excuse me. I am so happy that she's coming to Alberta. Oh, or sorry, coming to Ontario. I went up to see her last year. I want to go up this year, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because if all goes according to plan, I am going to be moving from this apartment to the house in the front. And I'm going to be taking over the 2-bedroom in the basement. Yay! We'll see how that goes. There's some things that have to happen personally, and I want to make sure that everything is taken care of on the legal end. And I want to make sure that my landlord's okay with me moving. I've wanted that apartment for a while. And every time I would go after it, he'd go, oh, I already rented it. And he said, people going in and out of that. We had one lady living there. I don't know if she was schizophrenic, but we found out later she put locks on the outside of the door so she could lock her kids in. She wouldn't even let my nieces play with her kids. If my nieces moved to the front, she'd move them to the back. If they went to the back, she'd move them to the front. Like, it didn't make sense to me. This woman was just, I say off her rocker, but I have no right to judge, because I don't know what's going on in her personal life. But when I would talk to her, she was A-okay. Then there's the lady upstairs above me. I'm trying to get away from her, and I'm trying to, that's the word, get away from her, but also just trying to play nice. She used to be, when my sister lived in the house in front of me, she used to be, you know, all over her about the dogs, about them getting out of the yard, and you couldn't satisfy her. And I tell people exactly what she's like and the trouble I've gone through with her. She called the cops on me because of my soundboard being too loud. I got a $450 ticket, which was a little bit my fault. But that's a whole other story. I basically told the cop, without saying it, I basically told the cop to shove it. I did. I told the cop to shove it. And that's how it went. Yep. It was a $450 screw you. And I know the cop gave me time to say, yes, I'll turn it down. But, man, there's no satisfying some people. So, and then the people before her got evicted and wouldn't leave. They'd put their music up at all hours. They'd do whatever they felt was right. And then if I did it, they would get mad. Well, the one night, and this is how I got her to finally eventually leave. The one night, I had my music, she had her music on. It was about 1 a.m. And I got sick of it. And I texted my sister, who was the property maintenance at the time, and I texted her and said, can you text this woman? I don't have her number, and tell her to turn her damn music down. And so what happened was she didn't. So on the Sunday morning, it was 6 a.m. I'm getting ready for church. I'm waiting for my bus. And so what I do is I turn my stereo up. Now her room's right above my living room. So I turn my stereo up. And I woke her up. Then I go down and do laundry. And I knew I woke her up because she was pounding on the floor. And of course, I had to say, you know, nice pounding. Keep going. You'll get with the music. And then finally, and it semi-woke my sister up because I had it loud enough to finally get her to leave. And so what I did was I turned on everything. My stereo, my TV, I put on my iPod on another system I had. I put my whatever I had on. And then I heard her. And so then I was like, okay, I'll turn it all down now. That's good. And so I turned it all down. And then I went down to the laundry, which you have to go out of the house, around to the back, down a basement, and there's your washer dryer. Well, I decided to do some laundry. So she's coming down the stairs, and she's blah, blah, blah. I can't, no one can sleep around here, and you know, making all this noise. So I calmly said to her, now you know what it's like when you do it to me. I said, get out. You don't even belong here. You haven't paid your rent in months. Well, that just got her even more, what's the word, pissy, and she left. So I'm hoping this new place, which is just go out my door and go this way, and you'll get to my new place. The landlord's son is living in it right now, and so it's going to be about a month and a half for him to move out, which is fine by me because I don't want it till September. And that's if I get approval from certain places. But I'm really excited to be doing that. I don't see anybody viewing or commenting, and that's fine because this is new for me. I've been wanting to try this for a while. Not live streaming, but live from the kitchen of MJSiebolt. I don't know where I'm going to do that next. Might be live from the office. A continuum of the kitchen. I don't know yet. It'll be awesome. It looks like, from what I saw just peeking in the door, it looks like there's finally a front closet, depending on which way you're coming in. because there's two entrances, one to the street and one to the backyard, or to the back, to the parking lot. So I don't know which way you want to consider the entrance. Probably the one you're going to use most, which for me would be the front. But I really like the fact that there's a back entrance. Hopefully this winter I can then take my snowsuit off then there instead of walking through the house and going to the bedroom over here when you get your wet snowsuit all over the place. Oh, I hate that. I'm also praying for snow early this year. I can't stand not having snow. Like, you wouldn't believe. Let me just turn you a little bit this way so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, here's my apartment. Let's empty this in case the laptop falls. I've got it right above the sink on the ledge by the window. I don't even know if I'm going to make a green room anymore. I used it for a while, and then I couldn't get, like with my nieces, I couldn't get the blonde hair right. So it just kind of, yeah. But let's see here. I got to sweep the mouse droppings off. I got a mouse in here somewhere. I'm finding mouse droppings everywhere, and that sucks. Now, if you look at my old From the Kitchens of MJSiebolt, I think there's 16 or 17 of them. You'll see that sometimes I go off camera while I work in the kitchen. This actually, and you'll find this funny, this actually motivates me to clean the kitchen. I'm not very motivated ever to clean the kitchen. Ever. And I mean ever motivated to clean the kitchen. So this motivates me to clean the kitchen and make a video at the same time. Dustpan. I just finished watching Amy Schmidauer's live stream. The archive of the live stream, I should clarify. The archive from the live stream, and oh my gosh, 25 minutes, and it was gorgeous. Loved every second of it. And I know she would say things like, put this in the comments, put this in the chat, or whatever you call it. And I would. I absolutely would. It'd be awesome. So I answered things, and this time it was in the comments because it was the archives live feed. And then she talked about send me a video on Twitter with a question, and I may end up using it. Did that too. And basically, you know, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed iJustine's look at the new Mac products. Oh my God. Okay, first off, they're bringing out a new operating system. Not I don't want to say, well, the name itself is not different, except for they call it, instead of Sierra, we're going to go to High Sierra. It's almost like going from Lion to Mountain Lion. Or, yeah, anyway. And so we're going to get High Sierra, and it sounds like we're going to get a new update. We're even with the, a new update with not graphics, but the look of the operating system, the feel of it, to be amazeballs. I'm looking forward to that. That should either come out in September or October, I think they said. And then iJustine showed the iMac Pro. Oh, I just about died. It can hold up to 128 gigs of RAM. Do you know how nice that's going to be to do 4K video? Any videos I post, unless they're live stream, actually is in 4K now. I've been doing 4K, gosh, probably since September. I've been doing 4K on this channel. Whatever I recorded in, I still stretch it to 4K. And I love that 4K is still 16:9, so if I film in 720 or 1080, it doesn't matter. And that's what's nice about it. Excuse me. But I think now I'm going to make a coffee. It is 6:45. I'm thinking about leaving about 7:30 and heading up to the office where I volunteer, and heading off to oh shoot, what's it called? Yeah, heading off to volunteering. I'm losing my train of thought, but this is me. This is who I am. I have a lot to say. I talk a lot, or at least that's what my parents say. I talk a lot, and I have random things always going through my head. So, if I get approval from the people I need to get approval from for the apartment, I will be taking it in September. And so that means I have to start packing, which means I can't go to Alberta this year to see my sissy, which really sucks, the big one. Last year I was up to see her in, I believe, oh gosh, I can't remember now if it was, I think it was August or September. No, I forget now. But I went up to see her. It's in my YouTube channel, all the videos. Like, for example, the edited ones are at youtube.com/MJSiebolt. And the unedited, some of the just raw, I want to show you everything footage is on youtube.com/Matthew Dykstra. And that's 2 T's in Matthew. So, oh, I need water. Be right back. I gotta get my mug. Mug, mug, mug. I'm so smug. Mug, mug, mug. So I'm ecstatic to be heading off to the office. I haven't gotten out of the house much in the last little while. Especially because Mom's not going out anywhere, and that's not my fault. She just decides not to go out, and normally I go with her. Like, she calls me her sidekick now. And it used to be my grandmother, but yeah. And just a lot going on, just like major. There's been some drama. There's been some days where I sleep a lot. There's been a lot of nights where I don't sleep. I'm sleeping at all the wrong hours because either I'm in pain or I haven't slept in days. Like last night, meaning yesterday, Monday night, I watched wrestling, and it's now almost 7 o'clock, and I'm still awake. Wrestling ends at 11 p.m. Like, it's pathetic. If you want my honest opinion, it's pathetic. And I hate it. So anyway, I haven't slept, but this brings to mind our guest speaker. He spoke on anxiety and depression, and he didn't talk about related conditions a whole lot. He talked mostly about depression and anxiety, and he took it from a faith-based perspective or a biblical perspective, which is awesome. And from what I could understand, I related a lot to it. Now, I have to admit, I didn't need to do his slides for him. He took care of all his own slides. All I did was go down to the projector and switch to his computer. Awesome, even better. So anyway, what happened was I was listening, and he talked about his sleep patterns too, where if he gets 3 hours a night, that's good. You know, how he used to have breakdowns, and how he used to, well, I used to break down in school at least once, twice a year, just getting overwhelmed and upset, and nobody would listen, and I always cried a lot when things didn't go well, and this is all high school stuff, because I was really involved in the computer department, setting things up, changing things, blah, blah, blah. You know how computers go. And it just kind of, I would have a breakdown. I would have something working perfectly, and then the Durham board representative from the school board would come in and fix something on a computer or take apart from another computer to band-aid a solution, and it would ruin all the work that I've done. I hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it, hated it. And it used to really bug me. I'm getting to the point where it doesn't bug me now, but I'm also getting to the point where I've had to put up with that, mostly crying over, I guess people would call it stupid stuff, but for me, it was my whole world. Computers, internet, YouTube, DOS, Windows, fixing, repairing, helping others. And what I hated the most out of all of it was the fact that the board would come in, take over, and that was that. And so I just, and it even happened at my last church, and you'll look on my YouTube channel and you'll see everything I've done for the Embassy Church. But when something got changed there, I would sometimes throw a hissy fit because I would have this anxiety or this panic attack. What do I do now? What do I this? And then, or Pastor Matt, who was my mentor for that season, would say, okay, I need to change this over to this. And I would just panic because it was so important the way things were set up to me. I didn't have a lot of domain in the church at first because I only worked with young adults, but I started at young adults, moved over to Durham House of Prayer. My anxieties never got any better. Man, I should do a whole video on this. And yeah, and near the end of my 6 years at the embassy, it was just mostly frustration. I had pretty much had enough of everybody asking me to do stuff and then other departments coming into the old sanctuary and changing it. You know, putting in a soundboard and not having me there to learn how it works. You know, that kind of crap. And it would irritate me. Don't you worry, it would irritate me. And I hated it every second. Where's Ding Dong? Dingy! It's my dog, Foxy. Ding Dong. Creamer? When I make coffee, I always do 3 creams for myself and 1 for Foxy. And you guys can out there say, hey, whatever, dogs shouldn't have it or have not. Don't debate that with me. It's my dog. But anyway, so my anxieties didn't get any better. Then I didn't move churches. I kind of gave up for a while on the embassy. And I stopped going to church regularly. I went to a church downtown called OCC. I would go back with Jeff to the embassy or Paul and Chantel. But then I would just go to kids department and do lights because I didn't care about anything else. And it was really hard for me to transition. And Fern Chapman, bless her heart, would help me through it all. And I had a lot of anxiety then too. I'd freak out. Like, I'm still really upset that she got hosed into a web designer that ruined her websites. And I mean, ruined them. Like, it's not her fault because she's not computer savvy. But at the same time, I talked to this guy on the phone, and he made a statement to me that said, I tell people what they want. I don't ask them what they need. How's that customer service then? You pick up on suckers who need new websites, and you turn around and go, okay, we're going to do it this way. I was really pissy about it. And I mean really pissy. So I just stopped working with Fern because I was her computer guy. And now she moved to Nova Scotia, about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. She paid for my trip there and back, and I appreciated it every step of the way. But it was all wrong. I had a panic attack when they changed my flight and didn't call me. Yeah, I had a panic attack then too. And then I screamed at the guy on the phone and scared her. Like, my anxieties just go through up and down. Depression, up and down. Sleep, up and down. And, wow. Anyway, I'm rambling, and I'm trying to tell you a story that should be for another video. I've got my coffee in my Tim Hortons mug. Let me just turn this around so you can see it's the 150th Canadian edition of Tim Hortons. And I think I'm going to head off to the office in a few minutes. It's almost 7 o'clock at 6:52 in the morning. Ding! Do you know where your kids are? and I ramble a lot, and you can tell that. And so we will catch you on the flippy.